the reality is, what I want to do here today is I want to actually piss every one of you off. And I will. I will irritate you a little bit, agitate you a little bit. So what happens when you want to wash clothes? What is that thing in the middle? It's an agitator. I'm not an aggravator. I'm an agitator. And I'm going to agitate you. Because if you don't allow someone to agitate you, oh, and you're going to love this. If you don't allow someone to agitate you, nothing changes in your life. And the reality is whether you believe this or not, every one of you has victimitis on some level. The only virus that's alive, and because it jumps from person to person. And guess what? You ready for this? Oh, you're gonna love this. This is just so ingenious. Sometimes I just, I'm just so proud of myself. This is the only virus that's alive that can jump from person to person because it's an influence. Oh. And it flew from you to her, to him, and you influence them to become victims. There is not a virus on this planet that's alive except for that one. And it's called victimitis. And everybody has it. I don't have it. I get attacked all the time. I'll get attacked by my practitioners. I'll get attacked by my family. I'll get attacked by the world. Oh, poor Daryl, poor Daryl. Listen, it's not about that. And I'm not trying to cause fight with them. Remember something, if you're part of the majority, guess what? You're so uncomfortable. You will never know your spirit. You will never know what real true thriving is. But guess what? Nobody's going to attack you. But what they will do is they'll sell you off by the pound. And I'll prove that. I would rather be me and attacked by people, because I'm attacked by the media, I'm attacked by the government, I'm attacked by, my practitioners. Like, people don't want to be agitated. Guess what? Then why are you here? You all need brainwashing, and it needs to be done by yourself. But if you don't have a strategy on how to brainwash yourself, then you're never going to get there. So just know this. Most of the people that take these whole life health coach things, most of them are so flaky. Do you know how many whole life coach people call me up? And I'm going, oh, God, help us all. God, help us all. And it's not because they're dumb. It's because they never found their authentic self, and they can't talk like an authentic self. Don't come and kiss my ass, and stop kissing everybody else's. And the only reason why we do that, okay, is because we don't know that we were supposed to unconditionally love ourselves first and foremost. Oh, you think that I just want to be good for my family. I just want to be good for the kids. I want to be good for my husband. I want to be good for my wife. I want to make a difference. You can't make a difference. You'll never make a difference. If you want them, their approval of you, you will never make a difference. If you take things personal from your family and your friends or the world, you will never make a difference, because you can't become different if you have victimitis, which is influence. And you influence everybody. Would you like to influence everybody that you're special? Would you like to influence everyone that they need you? Because that's what we do. We want everybody to need us, don't we? Especially you women. You will drain yourself until you're only a shell. You'll be there to save everyone but yourself. And then by the time you're 40, 50 years old, you go, I don't even know what love is. I'm totally drained. I'm totally exhausted. The path that I ask people to take is the path less traveled. And it's called learning how to create the perfect day for yourself, before your children, before your husband, before your wife, before anybody on this planet. And that's the truth. Do you know that I believe I have the best whole life coach, health coach certification. I've been around the world. I've seen them. I've taken others. I believe that mine ranks top. What ranks top in your life that you do? Why don't you go find your passion and your purpose and then let the world know what you're really amazing at, because people want amazing people to do things for them. Yes or no?
Right. I am amazing at what I do.
Yeah, that's right. Dina does sound vibrational healing. And I was there last night. And she uses the bowl, she uses all kinds of instruments, and she takes you on a galactic trip through the universe. Okay. And she taps into your frequency, your vibration, which is actually your spirit. And what she does is she goes in and fine tunes that. And that's what she does. But at the same time, I will tell you, there wasn't one person, she filled the room last night, but there wasn't one person. Well, there was Dina, Lori, and I were the only people that didn't limp out. They're all physically crippled. They're all emotionally crippled. So they come weekly, and there's nothing wrong with that. You should be doing that. But none of them are working on themselves emotionally. None of them are working on themselves physically. She does Wolf Non-Surgical, has a Cellsonic with Debbie here and Stuart. And I see the information is sitting right at the front door. Guess what? You can come in and play with my vibration, but don't you dare touch my emotional, and don't you dare come in and touch my physical, because I'm crippled for a reason. I'm crippled emotionally. Now I'm crippled physically. And guess what? I have never been able to get the love that I need. So if I have something wrong with me, people are going to try to fix me. And if I don't get fixed, they'll always be trying to fix me, and I'll get love somehow. And you know what? Where a child will get your attention and will get punished just to thank you. I know you just slapped me in the face, but at least you touched me. At least you've got all your focus on me now. Just know this, that 95 to 97% of the whole population has victimitis on an emotional and physical level. And that's why we're in the harvest right now. Do you think we could actually be harvesting right now, human beings, if we weren't victims? How do you harvest a Braveheart hero? You don't touch them. And understand something, don't get me wrong, the government, the media, they've attacked me like with everything they've got a few times. They're going to get exhausted pretty soon. The understanding is this, you know what? Guess what? You do know that your government is lazy. Your government goes after the low-hanging fruit, the victims, don't they? Well, who else takes the jabs? I mean, you know, I did a post the other day. I'm driving, and right at Walgreens, it says, come get your shots. Okay. Come get your shots. We're here right now. And the reality is this. And oh yeah, I'd like a free shot. I mean, remember when you used to go to Costco, or you go to these superstores, and they give you samples of food that you would never buy, but you'll eat it? If it's free, these human doings will do it.
Yes.
These human doings will do it. And that's the truth. And guess what? I love them and respect them. I love and respect everyone. Even the people that don't love and respect themselves or me. You love and respect them anyway. That doesn't mean you allow them into your house. The most important thing that you could ever do is protect your vibration. And nobody here really gets into that yet. You do. You do, and you do. But you don't really. I mean, you'll actually go and actually just pinch yourself or just go, oh my God, you know, you'll be sitting there and listening to a conversation that is so toxic, but you'll just sit there and you'll let that come into your field that will mess up your vibration. I will have nothing to do with anyone that's into politics. I will have nothing to do with anyone that's outrageous about their religion and how their religion is the #1 religion and no other religions are going to be able to make this thing. That, you know, people think that I'm against religion. I'm not. If your religion actually does not put a chokehold on you, if your religion does not, stop you from loving yourself unconditionally, if your religion does not make you into a sinner but a winner, if your religion does not make you into a failure but someone that, you know, you need to repeat something 10,000 times before you perfect it, and then you're just going to go look for something else to screw up. That's my life. So that I just pissed a whole bunch of people off right here now, right now. Right now, probably gonna have on Facebook, go to hell. And that'll be somebody that's really religious, right? I'm serious. That's what they do.
Agitated.
Well, yeah, I agitated them. And the thing is this is people that do not want their belief systems challenged, okay? Deep down inside know their belief systems are toxic. Huh. Bam, baby. Bam. Okay, you're not washing my clothes, okay? Because then you'll know how dirty I am. Okay, so you need to understand that. I mean, I've logically got this figured out. And the whole thing is got to understand something. I love everyone. Now, what are they going to do? Where's the fight? Everybody just loves a good fight. Let's fight Daryl. Let's fight Daryl. He pisses me off. You know what? My belief systems hardly match anybody on this planet. Unconditional love for everyone. You don't look for peace, you look for alignment. Because if you look for peace, it means you're at war with yourself. Okay? I don't look to meditate in the morning. I look to have a walking meditation all day. Doesn't matter what it is, whatever the crisis is, whatever. I don't care. That made me choke. So it doesn't matter what the situation. I love the agitation. And the other thing is this. Guess who I choose to hang around? Okay. Who does the majority of the population choose to hang around with?
Negative.
No, people that are similar. And people that vibrate lower, so that it will make their subconscious believe that it's on its game. I just have to ask everybody here and go, so how's your diet? Oh, good. How's your health? Good. And it's not. It's not. You wouldn't be sitting here. But how are you going to go home and do it? Well, you're definitely not going to go home and do the diet that Lori and I do. It's not going to happen. I mean, Debbie does it. I know that. But the reality is you're not going to do it. Why? Because you live with non-believers. Now, non-believers, this is not like non-believers, they're going to hell. This is like they don't believe that eating non-toxic food is right. I mean, we don't need any genius here. We don't need a lot of brain cells to know what logic is. The more a man touches it, the less you want it. But no, people don't get that. People eat things for taste, right? Okay, for flavor. And meanwhile, guess what? Everything that says natural flavor is artificial flavoring. If it doesn't say organic, completely organic, then it's not natural flavoring. And natural flavoring doesn't say natural flavoring. Natural flavoring is artificial flavoring. And understand something. If you take a look at my products, understand I'm being attacked all the time for my products. My products are the highest vibrational, purest products on the planet. I will tell you that. And I can say that, and I don't mind somebody challenging. But understand this, how many people know that 97% of all the products in a grocery store are toxic and cancer causing? Okay, they will lead you there. How many people know that 70% in a health food store are? So understand something. You're allowed to poison yourselves. You're allowed to poison your children. You're allowed to poison everyone. And that's what you do. And that's what you do. That's what you do. Daryl, I don't want to suffer anymore, but I don't want to change. And to go home and try and change my family, especially my husband or my wife or the children. Oh my God, I haven't got the energy for it because we're all drug addicted. I want you to say it. Let's say it all. Welcome today, everyone. We're all drug addicts. Everybody here is a drug addict. I mean, you've got what? Look what's in your water. Look what's in your air. Look what's in your food. And look at the stuff that you'll call a treat. Come here, Grandma wants to poison you. Come on, Grandma's going to poison you. Yes?
Yes, for sure.
Okay. All right. So
Ice cream.
today we're talking about the path less traveled. So I don't mind blowing my horn because if I don't blow my horn, nobody else is going to blow my horn. Because the reality is not a lot of people are in my car. They're not in my car. And understand something, victimitis is the biggest infection on this planet. And that's why they're able to harvest. For God's sakes. I mean, the average adult is now 40 pounds overweight. 40 pounds. Did anybody know that back in 1950, if you were 10 pounds overweight, that you were obese? 10 pounds overweight, you're obese. Now, who does that fit? What category in here? 10 pounds. And they changed it to 40.
And they changed the size of clothing.
And they changed the size of clothing. And trust me, they're going to make you as comfortable as possible as you're rotting out. Because that's what you're doing, you're rotting out. Because people aren't actually fat. The body makes fat, but people aren't fat. The body makes fat. Okay. So the body makes fat because there's so much infection that creates inflammation. So the infection and the inflammation is stored in fat cells. And what is a cellulite cell? Cellulite is it's an older toxic fat cell. What is scar tissue? Scar tissue is dehydrated tissue, okay? Because inflammation causes dehydration, and that's what we call old age. Really sucks getting old because you don't have the extension, flexion, you don't have the strength anymore. You get up and you're really stiff, okay? You limp around, and then you go to the doctor and he says, you're doing really good for your age. Most people at your age are in a wheelchair now. Most people your age have a cane or a walker. And, yeah, but doc, I just had to go to Costco and get some Depends. Well, you know what? Most people would have had them 10 years younger. You know, but look at it this way. Now you can just piss all day and poop yourself, and you don't look at the time you're going to save. So understand something right now. In the next 10 years, 30% of we will be down by 30% of the population. And that's me saying this. You don't have the right to say that, Darryl. Oh, really? I've been in business for 40 years. And in the last 5 years, I have seen people age like the whole population here in United States and Canada and Mexico, because I live in all three places. And the reality is I've seen in the last 5 years, things get as worse as the last 35 years. Tell me I'm wrong. I guarantee if you look it up, you're going to find out I'm right. And you're going to find out in the next 5 years that most of the people that are highly toxic, okay, are leaving. All right. They don't have to do anything. It's called the harvest. Okay. They pick the low-hanging fruit. Low-hanging fruit mean low vibration. Did you get that? Low vibration. How many of you are angry? How many of you are jealous? How many of you have resentment? How many of you have anger? How many of you have judgment all day long? Don't give me this. You do. You do. You do. You don't even know you're doing it. You know what? Unless you take a course similar to mine called Whole Life Coach, which starts this Wednesday. It's not like I'm trying to promote it. I don't care if you show up, don't show up, don't grow up. And when I say grow up, it's about your vibration. But the reality is this, unless you're going to go in and master your subconscious. See, most of you don't even realize, and you really believe that God made the human body. Okay, well, you keep going with that story if you want. That's really cool. Your spirit is God-given. And the human body has been manipulated, was manipulated 250,000, 350,000 years ago. But go ahead and believe in any fairy tale you need to. And the reality is this, we are low vibrational beings on the whole scale of thing in the universe. Really? Darryl? You can't say that. Really? Guess what? I guarantee you there are millions and trillions of beings out there that don't have to eat or poop. Okay? They're just vibrational beings. Thank you very much. And thank you for hurting yourself and your children and your husband and your wife. Thank you for going to war and spilling blood. Thank you for going and just trying to kill everything because you believe that you're allowed to eat everything, no matter what the consequences. Are you serious? You're serious? Do you really think we're high vibrational? I know I'm not a low vibrational being, and this is my own private party. I know that I'm a low vibrational being in the universe, and I know that I need to earn, okay? I need to earn the right of that which I call God, which is universal intelligence. And I also know that every one of us have come from our spirit has come from the same place. And you can go and you can divide if you want with religion or color or race. I think that is so low vibrational. You have no idea. You know, I'm going to tell you something right now. Whether people are flooding across the borders or not is not the problem. The problem is people think, you know, the government has never been there for anybody. So just give it up. Give it up. Okay. The medical system, okay, has nothing in it that even resembles love, less unconditional love. You need to understand that. You know, it's like this. The most popular drug is antibiotics, which blow your immune system up and your large intestine. And then the next one is chemo. And the chemo is being more popular. And it's also, chemo is the only drug where a doctor actually makes $4,000 for prescribing. So a doctor gets $4,000 on average for prescribing chemo. Did you know that?
Yes.
Okay, well, and did you also know that only 3% of the people that do chemo are alive after 5 years? And the reality is, trust me, going on a natural, okay, high vibrational, emotional, mental, and physical live it, we can beat that any day of the week. Because when a doctor says to you, you've only got this much time, okay, you only have this much time. He's absolutely right. He's looking at the statistics. And as soon as you decide not to be part of the herd, not to be part of the majority, as soon as you decide to have unconditional love for yourself, and then go take a brainwashing, agitating course like Whole Life Health Coach. Oh my God, I spent $4,000 for it. Yeah, and guess what? You're getting support from us every week with Q&As. You're getting support from everybody that's a Braveheart practitioner around the world. You can either decide what you want, but most of you haven't done it. I've seen some of you a few times now come here and you haven't done it. And you won't do it. Because guess what? I don't want to be called names by my family. What are you wasting that money for to go to that quack? I am a quack. But just remember something. Just so you know, in 1900, medical doctors were called quacks. And then they flip switched it. And now I'm the quack. And also, I'm the guy that's stealing money from people. And I'm the guy that's murdering people. Meanwhile, with these nutraceuticals, or what? The Celsonic? I could Celsonic somebody until the cows come home. Or I could do cardio med bed. That all that does is give people perfect circulation. The Celsonic will actually shut down stage 4 inflammation. It'll actually crack the calcium bond in the mitochondria, which is causing you to your mitochondria to only spin 300 to 500 times when they should be spinning 2,500 times per second. And it'll do it like this, that fast. It is so easy to get the majority to attack people in the natural health industry. And the more we bring the thunder down, the more they want to come after us. Okay, who knows how much money the average cancer patient will spend from the time of their diagnosis and to the time of their demise? Tell me right now, go. 300.
300,000.
$300,000. So now, believe it or not, okay, I don't talk people out of chemo. I don't talk them out of radiation. I don't talk them out of drugs. I just tell them, if you're not in a life-threatening situation, you know, why wouldn't you give love a chance? Self-love, self-care. Why wouldn't you give nature a chance? Why wouldn't you give detoxing, lighten the load, flush the pounds? Okay. Why wouldn't you bring up your vibration? Why wouldn't you honor that which you call God? I just love this. These people that are religious that come to me. Oh my God. What they eat, the way they treat themselves. And then some will come in and please, I'm not downing them. But people will come in and they'll say, Dr. Wolf, are you still this certain religion? Because if you're not, we're not coming. And I'll say, I only have one religion, and that's called universal. universal, unconditional love for every one of my brothers and sisters. Okay? Or they'll come in and they'll go, guess what? And you know what? You can ask Lori, and don't get me wrong, I do not play God. But they'll come in and go, anyways, so we're coming and we want your help, but just know that is going to heal me. Now, there's so many people that will actually make something responsible for their healing. I say, whatever that is, believe in it. But it's teamwork, isn't it? You need to take massive personal action. You need to get rid of every dysfunctional belief that you have that causes you to alienate any human beings from your life. That doesn't mean I'm going to invite human beings into my life that are alcoholics, drug addicts, people that they just want to create trauma, drama everywhere. And I'm talking about my family. I will not invite them. I'll keep them at arm's length because I don't want to be angered or hate them. And I'm never going to hate anyways, but I'm trying to tell you, I will not put myself in a position that person can create a trauma and go, see, you never loved me anyway. I won't do it. I know the game. I've got 40 years of psychology. Put that under your belt and smoke it. Listen to me right now. If you don't understand that we are a landmine until we diffuse, and you can't diffuse until you agitate and find out what it is, what dysfunctional beliefs are actually driving you, and you can't see them. And then guess what? Either can your family. You have to step outside your family. You have to step outside your friend group, don't you? And then the reality is guess what? Most of you will never, ever have the health that you deserve. You know why? Because you don't want to leave anybody behind. And you cannot raise your vibration without leaving people behind. And that does not mean, Dr. Wolf, I feel better, I'm healthier, but I've lost so many friends. Where'd you lose them? Well, I didn't mean that. Well, did they die? Did they leave the planet? No. Well, how did you lose them? Well, they just don't hang around with me anymore. You don't want them hanging around with you. You want new friends. You want a higher vibration. You're not changing yourself and healing yourself on all levels to get rid of people. You're doing that to find your authentic self. Now, here's the deal. That's 1 out of 10,000 people on this planet. And that's actually a stat. So the reality is for me to say, oh my God, I've got my heart into this. Why don't people embrace me and love me? I do all this work, Lori, and they just told me that I could go to hell, which I get told every week. So the reality is that I get to decide if I get to go to hell or not. And I get to go to hell if I actually believe that hell exists, unless I decide it exists. But people are going to go, oh, now you're really going to get it, because now you don't believe that hell exists. So now you're going to get it, because unless you believe hell exists, you're going to get hell. So, okay, wait a minute. So if I believe hell exists, it doesn't exist, or it won't exist for me. And if I got to believe that someone else can create my hell, nobody can create my hell except myself. You do get that, right? My life's such a hell. Well, stop creating it. Okay. It's hell having a relationship with my husband. Well, then stop creating it. I mean, how many women and how many men are with somebody they don't even like? You just suffer all life. See, here's the deal, guys. Do you want to know the truth? And then we'll calm it down, and then we'll go around to everybody who wants to come, and they can sit here, they can sit beside me, and we'll start talking about personal things. But I think I made my point, didn't I? Because it doesn't matter. I could sit here and talk all day and be your cheerleader. And guess what? You'd go home and still eat Cheetos, because you'd be cheating on yourself, because you don't have the power. You won't have the power. I'm telling you that if you don't want to go to braveheartnation.com and read about Whole Life Health Coach. And guess what? And then go, you know what? That sounds really good, but I don't like him. No, but really, It's okay. You don't have to like me. Don't love me. Don't like me. And I love you anyway. I just need you to do this. And then go look for a course. Say, well, that's a good starter. But now I'm going to look for a course that's really me. Well, let me see you do it. Let me see you spend the time and spend the money and stop complaining and stop explaining about how your life sucks and look like you're going to cry all the time. Did you get that? And that was the most lovely thing I could do for her. Do you think that you don't scare people off? The only people that you are going to actually have want to be with you is somebody else who wants to cry too and says their life sucks so bad that they want to kill themselves. And then you can both get together, and then guess what? Wow, you will go a nosedive so bad between what you eat, what you drink, what you do. You'll put the screw to you and that person. And this is why you look for somebody in a higher vibration. I'm telling you right now, I have thousands of practitioners. We support them all. Our platform is changing. I will have the same support for my practitioners, but you can ask Lori. I took them on like they were my children and exhausted myself. And then there's practitioners that think that if they're not successful, it's my fault. All of that platform's changing, and I want to apologize to every practitioner that I made believe that it was my responsibility for their success.
I think that was their own belief.
Well, I know that, but I was part of it. You know what? I did the dance as well. But I will tell you something right now. Since I changed that 2 weeks ago, you wait till you see. I have the most powerful people. We're talking about Braveheart heroes that you know, when you talk to people that's a Braveheart, they don't look at or point fingers. If it wasn't for you, if it wasn't for you, if it wasn't for you, if it wasn't for my family, if it wasn't for my children, if it wasn't for my husband, if it wasn't because of this, if it wasn't because of that, guess what? There's your story. There's your toxic story, every one of you. If you're not where you want to be, it's because you're blocking yourself. I'm dealing with people right now that are dealing with really world projects, like big world projects, and that's where I'm going to stay. I'm dealing with people that they can have an atomic bomb go off, and guess what? They don't even take a second breath. Like when something blows up in my face, a project. You can ask Lori, my partner, she's not going to lie. I go, okay, what do we need to do? We need to rethink this. I could have just lost $20,000, $50,000, $100,000. I've done it on projects. I've rolled the dice. I've spent millions on between the app, the video studio, everything I'm doing. And do you know why? Because life is an adventure. It's not a curse. And understand something. Everybody in government's not in power. Everybody in the medical system, they're not in power. They serve an entity. The government serves an internal government that serves an entity. You have to understand that. The medical system serves a system that is controlling the whole thing, that serves an evil entity on this planet. Do I say the medical system is evil? I say the platform is. Look where it came from. I'm not going to even mention the word, we'll get taken down. But the reality is the people are beautiful. But you can program a human being to be a human doing, yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, look at the majority of the population. Take a look at our vets. Take a look at our vets. Okay, they come back here and they're so disrespected. And for most people, you know, let the vets get on the plane first. They get a discount at this store. Well, most of them can't even, they're so broken emotionally. And then we call that PTSD. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. Okay, there's no such thing as PTSD. I mean, what you guys said that guy has PTSD. Nobody has PTSD. They have shell shock. Okay, so a vet has shell shock, and they stop calling it shell shock because they don't want to make it look like war is bad. Go figure. Okay, and I'm not downing any vets. I think it needs to stop. I think we need to stop using human beings here because they're so expendable. Since I've been in Stewart, we've had 3 vets come up to us that were emotionally broken and asked us if we had money. Hey, Lori? Yeah. No bums. I don't call them bums. No, nobody on the street. Nobody here on the street. It's not like Canada where they're just everywhere by the hundreds, everywhere. Everybody's got their own agenda. Down here, it's the vets. Disrespect them. It's disgusting. But let me tell you something right now. Nothing's going to change. Do you really want to help the world? Then why don't you stand in your power? Why don't you make healthy choices? Why don't you not allow anyone in your family or your husband or your wife or the world to disrespect you ever again? Why do you buy into disrespecting religions or disrespecting belief systems? Why do you do it? Why do you women put yourself still lower? I mean, like women's lib really helped you. No, it didn't. It got you out of the house so that they could take our children. Jesus. And I mean, Jesus help us. It's all just full of bullshit. Seriously, girls and guys, we got to wake up. We have to wake up. And how do you wake up? By honoring, respecting, and unconditionally loving yourself first and foremost. How many people here have children? Put your hands up. Nobody can see you. Okay. All right. So the reality is most of you have children. Now, would you like your children to respect themselves 10%? 10%, is that okay with you? Why?
Because it's not.
Well, you only respect yourself about 30. There, 30%. That's all you respect yourself. So your children are never going to respect themselves more than 30%. Unless they break away from you and they think that you're full of BS. So now you're going to go, don't you disrespect me, you little bugger. And guess what? They're not disrespecting you. They're respecting themselves. I'm not going to respect an adult. Adults are adulterated. I don't think children should show adults respect unless adults respect themselves. Cut the crap. You don't treat children like dogs. And wait, don't dogs get treated better than children? And that's the truth. So let me take that back and understand something. That is a God-given right. And those are little spirit beings. And they are, do you want to know something? Why don't you do your homework? Okay. All right. Until they're 7 years old, every child has genius. And then guess what? They become adulterated. They have genius. And then if you go, there was a study, I've got it in my book, and it shows every few years how the genius comes down until there's nothing left and you're just a robot. So you being a robot, you're going to tell a genius how to act. It's so ass backwards, you have no idea. And understand something right now. I understand that I'm a low vibrational being in the universe, and you go, well, call yourself whatever you want, girl. I'm high vibrational. Well, understand something. If you actually think that we've even begun the game, anybody know about PlayStation? You ever see how you can get to higher levels? Well, don't you dare think we're at a high level. You think we're at a high level. Do we spill enough blood? Is there enough people with cancer? Is there enough people that are taking the B? Is there enough people with the C? I mean, for God's sakes, 70.1% of Americans, okay, have taken up to 6 Bs already. Okay. And understand something. Oh, yeah, but you're the most intelligent species in the universe. And because that's my religion tells me so. Oh, really? 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 The reality is that, guess what? You can have a beautiful life here. But if you're not working on bringing your vibration up, and if you don't understand that unconditional love is the only thing that is going to get us through this, and I'm telling you the God's truth. Listen, I'm never going to tell you I'm right, because you could say, Daryl, you're a liar, you're a cheater. And I'm going to go, yeah, you're probably right. Because guess what? When I was raised, I had to be a liar and a cheater. My family, everybody's a liar and a cheater until they're their authentic selves. I'm not going to lie for nothing. The only person I'm going to lie to is the government. The only person I'm going to lie to is a medical doctor. The only person I'm going to lie to is my dentist. but I won't lie to her anymore because she said, I was getting a post put in and a tooth put in, and she says, oh, you're gonna have so much inflammation, you could have so much infection, and I know that you're a natural person, but you've got to promise me you'll do this. I said, okay, I'll do it. And then guess what? And then I come in 3 weeks later. Oh my God, do you see? Aren't you glad that you took those antibiotics? Look at how this healed. And if you don't believe me, she's in Ixtapas, Montenegro, where my main base is. And her name is Elizabeth. So I'm telling you, it's a true story. You can ask her. And she goes, aren't you so glad you took my antibiotic because everything healed? I said, I've got the prescription right in my wallet still. I wanted to show it to you. I would never get those. I would never take any poison like that. You lied to me. And I said, yes. And here's the deal. I either got to lie to you so that you could feel good, or you are so programmed by the Dental Hygiene Association, okay, that guess what? You go, I don't know if I can work on you. You could die, you know, something like that, right? My silver bullet gel, my healthy mouth essential oils, my calcium ion therapy. You know what she said? I've never seen a mouth heal so fast in all my life. See, the antibiotics are powerful, aren't they? And I go, they certainly are, and they can stay in the bottle because I never got them. So I want you to get this last thing, and that's this. Do you actually know that there truly is an entity that feeds off humans? I always say this, Monsters, Inc. is not a cartoon, it's real. Matrix was not a movie, it was a documentary, and that's the God's truth. And the reality is here, is you notice how you guys have pleasures? Did you notice how most of the pleasures for your family are toxic and it's killing them? Yes or no? Come on, don't just sit there like you're not here, for God's sakes. Flour is a poison. Sugar is a poison. Okay, seed oils are a poison. Okay, processed food is a poison. Showering in chlorinated water is a poison. Okay, drinking alcohol is a poison. Donuts are a poison. Cookies are a poison. Corner stores are a poison. Liquor stores are a poison. Vaping stores are a poison. And guess what? Well, these are the only pleasures I have in life. Well, I get it. And you need to pleasure yourself and change your vibration because you don't love yourself. You expect everyone else to do it. So if you're not going to love yourself, you can't change your vibration. And the only time your vibration changes is when somebody needs something from you, they show you love. Your partner?
Yes.
He shows love to you when he needs it. And understand that. And that doesn't make him a bad human being because he's requesting, I need Dina love. But guess what? He can't always be doing that because you'll be going, look at, okay, back off, buddy. Okay. Go fill your own boots. Go fill your own heart. Get heart smart. And you would, but you wouldn't even know you're saying it. And guess what? You only love him, really love him, when you're in the mood. When you're not in the mood, what do you say? Not right now, honey. We'll do it later. And whether that is a walk, a hug, a kiss, telling him how much he matters in your life. Don't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. I do have 40 years of psychology. So the reality is this. Good luck. Every one of you that are husband and wife, your relationship sucked. No, mine didn't. It had some good times. I'm sure it did. And the reality is, how would you like it to be great, even though there's atomic bombs going off in the family, in your city, in the world? It was raining. Oh my God, it's raining again. Well, because it's raining in here first. You know, it doesn't take much to depress you or have you bitch and complain, does it? When you're down, right? 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 You know, how many times have you reacted and attacked someone and then had to apologize? We'll just think if you would have filled your heart up with love, you'd never apologize again for anything. Nothing. Because you would breathe. And the reality is when you're in a bad mood and someone else in a bad mood, what happens? Tell me. Well, you haven't been around long enough to know that you have a battle, a fight, or you walk away from each other and you don't talk for 2 to 3 days. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're right.
Yeah, well, I don't have any of that in my life. I never will. So it's really nice I talked about all this, but how are you going to get there? How are you going to get there? You can't get there unless you crack the coconut from the inside out. You can't go there unless you go to boot camp brainwash. So you better find one that you like. And remember I said this, when you are full of an autoimmune disease which autoimmune disease means the body's attacking itself, which means you were attacking yourself on an emotional, mental level first. You only blew up because you blew yourself up because you told the trauma story. Remember what I said? The vets don't have PTSD. They have shell shock. They saw someone get their leg blown off, their head blown off. They saw human beings being destroyed. You know what? Let's belittle all the men and make them believe that they can be a hero if they go to another country and they bring the population to zero. Cut the crap. Cut the crap. Cut the crap. Do I feel for everyone that's a vet? Absolutely. Did they get sucked in? They did. And they won't mention that. Just like the people that got the B, they're not gonna down it. They're just gonna say, I'm not gonna take it anymore. I've just had enough of them. Or, or they won't even say they did it because it's all gonna come out. And what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Who are you gonna put in jail? Nobody. Because all of these things and all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put little Freddie back together again because guess what? Because there's an entity on this planet that makes sure that everyone that commits these crimes will never go to jail and never pay. So shut up, mind your own business, unconditionally love yourself, and let go of the war story because guess what? They want you to complain. They want you to explain. They want you to make yourself sick. Does anybody know that cancer is anger? Whether it's suppressed or you can notice it's anger. And guess what? That lump, that bump in your body, whether we're a pimple to a tumor, is a storage shed for unconditional. No, not unconditional. Conditional. You're very conditional. If you don't do this for me, I'm not doing this for you. If you don't love me like I want, I won't love you at all. Welcome to marriage. And do you know why it's called marriage? Because what's the first part of marriage? Mare. You're a mare. Okay? And I'm going to break you. And marriage. Okay? Cage. Okay? So whether you like it or not. I can't wait until I get the ring and somebody totally loves me and protects me for the rest of my life. How's that working for you, Dina? I know that. Understand something. People are that, there'll be people that are pissed off at me that did it. And they don't like that because they're stuck in it. And then there'll be people that are still living the fairy tale. And everything out there is a fairy tale. And I'm not telling you that there isn't people that aren't married that don't feel happy. But their level of happy is definitely not my level of happy. No, it's not. It's not. So all I want you to get here today is this. We haven't even scratched the surface yet. And understand this, everyone. There might be 250,000 of those evil entity slaves that work for them, that run the world. There's 8 billion of us, and we can't even get the grocery store to have organics. We can't get the coffee shops off every corner. We can't get the corner store, which is a cancer store, off every corner. We can't stop the vaping of our teenagers, which is, does anybody know it's 20 to 40 times worse than smoking? 20 to 40 times worse than smoking. 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 If I said that for the rest of the day, people would maybe think about stop vaping. You understand something? Okay. And understand something. You can be obese today and nobody will even look at you. They won't even look at you twice, okay? You know, somebody that looks slim and I'll just say this, the people that look slim and trim should not go to the malls because they might get eaten by these people. And what do I mean by eaten? We are the minority now. Slim, trim people are the minority on this planet. And in 10 years, we will be the minority. Well, actually, no, we won't because all the rest are leaving. All the people that are overweight will be leaving because they'll make the world toxic enough. You're already toxic if you're overweight. Overweight is not overweight. It's overtoxic. See, people don't, why don't we call it like it is? You're not overweight, you're overtoxic. Oh, I'm 10 pounds overweight. No, you're not. You're 10 pounds of toxicity. That is emotional and physical toxicity. Okay. And understand there are no diseases. There's only one disease, and that's called inflammation, which is caused from the infection. There's no cancer. That person who had cancer had tons of other symptoms. You have to understand something. Everything is a signal. I'm signaling my body that I will give it unconditional love and that I'm always going to be off the hook. Now, when I say that, if I do something, I will observe and learn. I'm not telling you that no matter what I do, I won't look at. I will look at everything. If I don't want to look at everything, the things that go right, the things that go wrong. Look, I could have a total disruption with someone. It's very easy too when you have a personality like mine. Because if their belief systems are absolutely different and you're threatening them or agitating them like the washer, right? So the reality is this, is that don't think that if you change, don't think that if you love yourself and you treat yourself right, that all of the chaos goes away. But if you love yourself, you don't buy into the chaos. An eagle will spread its wings in a storm and just ride that wind, right? And then as soon as the storm's over, it'll land. And also an eagle, and this is true, why don't you go look at eagle being attacked by crows. An eagle will be attacked by crows pecking it and it will ignore them until they go away.
Just go higher.
They go higher because they lose oxygen faster than the eagle. That's right. So you need to go higher, not lower. The eagle wants you to go lower for the attack. Remember, you'll only see one eagle in the air or two where you'll see a whole backyard of turkeys. And as soon as there's a storm, a lot of them will have a heart attack, fart attack, and die, won't they? It's true. Yeah, as soon as there's a storm. Yeah, they have heart attacks. Oh, isn't that what most turkeys are doing today, having heart attacks? And they'll have heart attacks all day long. And why? I'll tell you why. You cannot be around people that are telling trauma stories and repeating themselves. You cannot be around anybody with politics, anybody that wants to debate religion. You can't be around people that are continually talking about chemtrails. You know how you have friends, one person's a chemtrailer. Okay, one person's this, one person's that. None of it matters. They've all just picked something to vent their anger out on. And, you know, people go, well, you got to release your anger. Well, no, I don't, because I'm not going to get it. You know, I just love that part. Do you know how low vibrational it is to go to a psychologist, psychiatrist, or some emotional worker, and they're going, we need to try to get you to at least get angry so that you can start to really find yourself. What a bunch of morons. I hope you know that the manual that's used for all mental health in North America, psychologists, psychiatrists, okay, was written by 10 psychologists that got to divide $14 million between them, and it was all given by Pfizer. All right, are we done yet? Are we having enough yet? You know, don't tell me what you've learned in school. Don't tell me how smart you are. You might have a lot of information, but you're not that smart. Okay? Because logic is the only thing you need today. Why can't you be logical? Do not follow the herd. Look, today I called this the path less traveled. Can we just take a vote here? That the majority of the population is actually infected, affected, inflamed, and diseased. So put your hand up if that's a true comment. Okay, so that's everybody. So the reality is this. Why are you following them? Why does your shopping cart look like theirs? Why do you speak like theirs? Why do you even take the time to be in a conversation with these people? And I'm going to tell you why. And this is where the 1 out of 10,000 comes. If you don't unconditionally love yourself, you'll never be able to leave that conversation, because we can't live without love. Self-love, okay, whether you want to believe this, okay, is 4,000 times stronger than love.
I'll be using that.
What?
I'll be using that phrase.
Well, you can use it or not, because guess what?
Of the song.
Self-love is authenticity. And authenticity is 4,000 times stronger than love. And if you haven't noticed that, you know what the majority calls these people? Arrogant, selfish. So I'm arrogant and selfish. So if you ever want to come and take my whole life health coach, then I can make you into arrogant and selfish, and you're not. What?
Narcissist.
And a narcissist too. Yes. Understand, I'm not the right way. You're the right way. Understand, when people come and they become part of our Braveheart Nation, that's why we're coming out with this app. This app is totally geared toward finding your authenticity, not following me. And if I wanted people following me, then why would I tell all my practitioners, or even people that aren't practitioners that are in the health business, to steal all my work? Just take it, rewrite it, or don't rewrite it and put your name on it. Do you know why they brought out the copyright rules? They want us to fight against each other. Do you know why there's money on this planet? Because you can't get enough of it. So you will screw your brothers and sisters over. You can believe this or not believe this. I will never put money first. And if I don't put money first, I'll never have to worry about it. And I've proven that. I've proven it. I used to come from a poverty consciousness. And that was like 30 years ago. Okay, so, you know, that would bring me back to around 37. But, you know, and I'll tell you, there were days when I was when I was like 32 years old and I was making $5,000 a day. And I'd go home and pretend I made none. I couldn't get enough. And I had such poverty thinking. I'm telling you the truth. I wouldn't even tell my wife that. I would, you know, I just was raised that way. My father was, God love him, he was totally into the poverty, and so is everybody else. 99 out of 100 people have poverty mentality. That's why they're always poor. Whether you want to believe this or not, and then I'm going to have Dina and Debbie come up and talk. And I'm going to end it here, and then we're going to take a break. We'll come back, and then we'll do the groundwork. We'll actually show the Cellsonic. We'll show how to do the non-surgical. But before we do that, we'll take 3 parts. So this is this part. The next part, we're going to go around those people that want to talk to me and be in the help seat, then support seat. We're going to do that. And I'm going to talk to them. Then we'll take another break, and then we'll come back here, and then we'll show the Cellsonic and the non-surgical. And I'll prove to you that there's not anything out there that we can't reverse. I mean, if you decided to leave the planet, I can't bring you back. But I'm telling you right now that we reverse the irreversible. Is that true?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you know what? You guys can think whatever you want. But guess what? Does your medical doctor reverse the irreversible? Seriously, guys? I mean, get your heads out of your butt anytime soon here. Understand, did you know that every person here in this whole room, okay, can reverse the irreversible? Now, out of all of the different health cares out there, the only one that says this isn't reversible is who? The medical system. Okay? Do you get that? Why? Why? Do you ever ask yourself why? Okay, and understand something. I guarantee you that 80% of here has taken their family members to the hospital or themselves in the last 6 months. And it's going to get worse. And it's going to be so much worse. And guess what? Isn't it nice? We all get tested. You know, I can't wait to have that finger up my rectum. Okay. All right. Okay. Listen to me right now. Nobody's ever going to test me. I am the test. The test is staying in the present moment and owning it. The test is I was created by God Almighty and I'm going to act like it. The test is my vibration is going to stay high. I don't care what you think of me. Because what you think of me will depend on your belief systems, not whether I'm right or wrong. And the reality is this, you can believe this or not, but I leave myself up. I leave myself open for observation and growth. If I don't grow every day, then I miss the mark. And growing means understanding you more. Not ever forgiving anybody for anything, because I won't judge them for anything. I catch myself judging one person. I got to ask myself why. And it does happen. I will judge, but I will catch myself this fast. I'm good at this. And I will go, why? And I'll go, oh my God, yeah, my father, my mother. I'm not blaming them. Everything's a program. You don't get it. If you don't process everything through your heart, you're not smart. You're stupid. Until you take a brainwash course, and it's an intensive depth course, you're not on track.
And even when you do it, you've got work to do.
Well, you've got 2 years. You've got 2 years. You've got 9 months before you see birthing your authentic self. The crest of your head, you'll see it come out. That's the birthing. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. Do you know what born again is? Born again is finding your authentic self. That's my born again. And understand something. My father was a born again Christian pastor. But my born again is finding my authentic self, which means unconditional love for myself and the world, because the world's not going to change. There will be changes. When enough people are blown up, okay, are filled up with poison, and there's enough people dying in your family. Human beings do not change because they're intelligent. They don't change until they're down on their knees begging God, please, and God's going, get up off your feet and stand in your power. I am not coming to rescue you. I didn't say don't pray, but you better be already praying. Thank you for the power of love. Thank you for already making me strong enough to be there, to show up. Let me just say this, and I'll end it. Most of the pleasure things that you're doing are killing you. That's how high vibrational we are, intelligent we are. I told you already, I know I'm a low vibrational being in the universe, and I'm going to earn my God-given right to rise. What, you want me to follow the majority? You want me to do that? Are you like crazy? And then I love these people that go, okay, well, you know, karma. I'm telling you right now, I don't believe in any of the stories down here, none of them. I don't believe in karma. I believe you're going to have karma if you vibrate that low. You know, you couldn't have done something that's really not great. But if you learned and observed and you brought your vibration up this high, you don't have to deal with karma ever again. So I call BS on every religion. Oh no, but that's not religion. I had somebody tell me that Buddhism wasn't a religion. You know, I'm telling you right now that you take, if you've got something that gives you unconditional love, whether it's Buddhism or Judaism or Christianity, and it makes you find your authentic self, and you have love for all your brothers and sisters on this planet unconditionally, I go, you go, babe, because that's how you're going to go up. If you go around judging anyone, I'm going to tell you right now, you're low vibrational and that's it. You're not getting out of Dodge. but you can tell me that you are. I don't believe it. Because I'm gonna tell you, does anybody believe that we're all created by the same creator or just different creators? Which one? Come on, let's show some hands up.
Same creator.
Well, then how can you give me different rules and tell me that yours is right and yours is wrong? How can you do that? How can we do that? It's called division. Look, I'm gonna end it with this. Do you know why there's so many different colors of people? Because it was created that way so we'd fight. Do you know why there's so many religions? Do you know why there's so many different languages? Do you know why there's so many different habits and rituals? Because we'll all fight. So until you learn how to love everyone, I can tell you right now, and this is the God's truth, and I'll tell you right now, I am not ashamed for it. I didn't know better, but oh my God. When I was younger and East Indians started moving into Canada, right? They used to make curry, and that's how narrow-minded moron my family was. We were moronic. We had moronic beliefs. Oh my God, those stinky East Indians. And meanwhile, everybody loves curry now. See, the reality is this, I got to know that when I'm making judgment on anything, it was just a program. It wasn't coming from the God spot in my heart. That's it. Cut the crap. Do you know how hard it is for me to even, sometimes I'm with practitioners and I've got to listen to their talk. They'll never ever hear me bring up politics. I may bring it up to have a point, but I don't bring it up. I will never bring up religion. I'll never bring up politics, and except for a point of making a point. That's all. Not to make somebody feel bad, but to make a point. Remember, I'm going to go see the agitator. That would be me. If I don't stir your beliefs up a little bit, why would you want to come to me? But then guess what? But then you get pissed off. Oh my God, who does he think he is? And there was the biggest mistake you ever made. When somebody come in and test my beliefs, I am an open flower. I just want to know, I want my beliefs tested, because without my beliefs being tested, and I do a little bit of laundry, okay, and do some wash here, I'm not going to go vibrate higher. And my only goal is to vibrate higher, to vibrate stronger, because everything on this planet is about vibration. What you eat, think, and drink. Everything you put out is a signal. I don't know why I keep going out with the same guy. Really? I could tell you. It's just like this. You can believe it or not. And this is the God's truth. Doesn't matter where I go in the world. I don't get bit by bugs. And people, you'll see the people that get really bit, and then guess what? And they get all swollen and they get all sore. Do you know how toxic they are emotionally and chemically inside? Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Bugs always come after me. Yeah, I can see why. You might want to check your belief systems. Okay. All right. And I don't mean to bug you, but you might. Understand something. I'm not putting people down. Vibration is everything. You are a magnet. Well, you can say, well, Daryl, it seems like you're a magnet to trouble. Well, the reality is I won't be. And I'll tell you when I won't be. The day that I decide not to get on this platform. The day I decide not to tell the world my views. And I will get to that point. Right now, this is part of my growth. But you'll see. One day I won't be here. I will not come back on again. Right? This is part of my growth. You can't shut me down. And this is not because I'm on a mission. You can't shut me down because I'm on a vibration. I'm challenging my vibration up against what? The majority of the population, aren't I? I'm putting it out there on the table and saying, come and challenge me, because I'm not going to change. Because I know that God has always unconditionally loved me and everyone else. And you made up some bullshit story. Guess what? Isn't it nice how that bullshit story has made you a sinner and made you guilty? How's that healing you? How does that make you digest things? How does that make you feel? And guess what? Now I've really pissed some people off, haven't I? Because guess what this world's about? Suffering. Okay? will suffer for a better tomorrow. We will suffer for our family. I will not suffer for my family. I will get my brave heart on and I will put my cape on. Thank you. I used to go to work when I had little children and my wife would say, how was your day? I would never tell her I had a great day because I wanted her to feel for me because I had victimitis. I'm never doing that again. You know? What a jerk. What a jerk. What a jerk we are. We come home and we go, oh, I've had a rough day. Had a rough day. Why don't we come home? When you come home and you open up that door, that's when the work starts. That's when you're the sunshine of your family. Cut the crap. And you know, I'm not upset with anyone. I just do that because I'm trying to crack the coconut from the inside out. Because you all deserve respect and honor from me. You all deserve unconditional love from yourself and from me. And I'm telling you right now, just so you know this, it's never going to change. God's not going to intervene. There's the devil here and there's the angels. No, listen. You have a test to rise, whether your family likes it or not, whether the world likes it or not. The world's never going to change and the world has never changed. So cut the crap. Your fairy tale stories. And see, you know, right now I've just lost a lot of clients, haven't I? I've lost a lot of people that will buy my products. So don't tell me I put money first. I'm going to rock this world. I'm going to rock it. I'm going to shake it. I'm going to agitate it and find out where the lions are. Okay? And I'm going to get them to roar with me. That's how we help. But understand this, everybody. This world, guess what? Here's the people. All the families. So how many people know that Christopher Columbus, okay, was part of the families? How many people know that they're called the Collins family and they're more powerful than the Rothschilds? How many people know that? No, don't. Well, one, that's good. It's a start. It's a start.
Yeah.
And the reality is this, is what you need to understand is this. They came together a long time ago because the families were at war with each other. But now they're all together and they're organized. Even if they don't like each other, they strategize against 8 billion people and they're winning. What you need to understand is this. They go, okay, we are going to make sure that we starve them. We're going to make them work so hard that they're exhausted. We're going to make sure that Hollywood fills up their brains. Okay. We're going to make them feel that life is about working hard and suffering and that they get what they call a holiday. Okay. I mean, can anybody wake up here? It's called a holy day. And you don't have a holy day every day. You have a holy day every once in a while to celebrate your slavery. Holiday, holy day. Oh, I can sit here for a whole hour and go through all the words because the deal is that they have to tell us how they're going to poison us, how they're going to enslave us. And if we stay there, that's our fault. Because we were supposed to rise up with unconditional love and care and blow this place off. I'm not staying with you. Just know that. I'm not staying here. And you can believe in whatever you want, but you are being recycled like you recycle everything else. And nobody's recycling this guy. It might happen a few more times, but baby, you know what? Even if I'm wrong, at least I treated my brothers and sisters with love, honor, and respect. And that's what I'm going to do. The whole thing could be wrong, but it empowers me. And also, I don't have any aches and pains or any diseases because there are none. There are only, guess what? Pieces of your parts of your body rotting out. And those parts of your body that are rotting out were rotting out on an emotional level first. I don't give a crap if it's your left breast, it's a child problem. Right breast, significant other. And then the type of cancer it is. And if you don't believe me about cancer, I did a whole thing. It took us 2 years to do this. It's called The Emotional Chemistry of Cancer, Disease, and Healing. Go into my library and telling me I'm full of crap. And then go look at all the cancer people in your family and tell them that their emotional personality wasn't like that. And that was the biggest study that was ever done on cancer, which is suppressed. So understand this. I don't expect to be liked only by 1 out of 10,000 people. I'm never changing. I'm not changing. This is my life, my vibration. I'm staying there. Every time you lower your vibration for someone to eat something, to drink something, to talk about something, or to allow them to do physically something or sexually something you don't want, how does it make you feel? How does it make you feel? Yeah, and you know what? You will do the same program over and over again, like Groundhog Day, because we've all been programmed to suffer and have pleasure, and then they've tried to make sure the pleasure is poisoning us. Yes or no? Okay, so wake up or don't wake up. That's your choice today. I'm going to show you something. This is the manual that everybody gets when they come to do Whole Life Coach. This manual will outdo any nutritional book out there or any emotional book or mental book out there. That's okay, Rafa. I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about the practitioner one. So understand this, everyone. This manual is better than anything else. I put my heart into this. You know, I did my first Whole Life Coach training at 28 years old. 28. So even if I'm as dumb as a stump, okay, I've got something together by now. And understand this, we have doctors taking it, we have accountants taking it, housewives, teenagers, every form of life. Oncologist took just 3 courses ago, an oncologist, head of a hospital took this course. We also did a private training with him to show him how to pull fibroids and tumors apart with Wolf non-surgical. You know, you can think of me whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. And just remember something. Just know this. The majority of the population goes to practitioners that are twisted or watered down. And if they didn't, where would we be? We wouldn't be here right now, would we? We wouldn't be with 92% of the population having an autoimmune disease. And guess what? There is no such thing as an autoimmune disease, just an affected mind that was infected, that infected the body, that created inflammation. And depending on the mental thought process, depended on the disease. That's not true. My family, we have genetic diseases. It passed down from generation to generation. There's no such thing as genetic diseases. Go look up the Genome Project. Here's the deal. Bet you didn't know this. There are 120,000 different protein molecules in a cell. This is real science. Are we done yet? This is real science. So they wanted to prove, so if it was a genetic problem, they'd have to have 120,000 different genes, right? There's only 23,000. Wash the whole thing out. Did they tell all of us American people here that they took millions of dollars to do that study and it was a washout? And today they're still talking about genetics. And it's epigenetic. The shape of your body, your house, your relationships, all of it is epigenetic. All of it.
And to
Can I-
prove that,
yeah.
you know, I work with a client every week and she believes that this is her body shape because she's a little bigger and she's always been, you know, thick. And she says, well, this is just the way that I am.
Oh, I love this one.
And I said, and you're going to stay that way and you'll never change because as long as you believe that this is the way you are, you'll never change.
My family, I come from a family of big bone people.
Yeah.
Or how about this one? Oh, doc, I've lost 2 inches in my height. Oh, that's because you've lost bone calcium. Well, what did you do? Your skull shrunk? I'm not. What happened is because guess what? It's dehydration in the discs in between the vertebrae. And if you get an hour and a half non-surgical on your spine, okay, if you lost 2 inches, we're going to give you back minimum 1 inch to 1 3/4 inches. And we can prove that. We can prove it right here today. And we can prove that if you are booked for hip surgery, you don't have to go. If you're booked for knee surgery, if you're booked for spinal surgery, if you've got a fibroid, all of this, welcome to the harvest. Welcome to the harvest. Anyways, this is the practitioner book. Look at that. And guess what? It's not thick. Guess what? If I had a book this thick and it was only full of truth, would it be powerful?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Most of the books out there, any book out there that's from a college or a university is government approved, and it's full of BS. And it's a stinky type. Let me tell you something right now. And whether you want to believe this or not, this is the truth. I know that there's ages, so we couldn't just say this, but I hope you know that you can learn everything you learn all the way to high school in 3 years. But we can't just do it in 3 years because you start school when you're 6. But the reality is it would take you 3 years to learn everything. And that's at a nice pace. That's why homeschoolers only have to go to school for 3 hours a day. And that's even not functional because 2 hours a day would have done it. Everything's dysfunctional. You know, people will say to me, Dr. Wolf, I need you to do a consultation because our teenager is out of control. Okay. And guess what? And no disrespect to the parents. Once we do it and we do the actual, what I do first is I do an hour with the teenager. Then we do an hour with the parents. And then we come together, and it usually only takes 10 minutes with both of them together, because then I have to do the rest of the training with the parents because it's not the teenager. They gave the teenager to a governmental school. I mean, who would do that? Well, everyone. Okay. All right. And then understand something. You can't give your child away for 8 to 9 hours a day to a toxic system and not expect for them to revolt. Seriously. And then I'll have, well, can you talk to my child because he won't focus in school? And I just go, no. Go on Facebook. Go on FaceTime or go on WhatsApp right now. Why? Just do it for me, please. They put it on. Walk over to the fridge. Show me what's in there. Show me what's in the cupboard. Show me what's in the pantry. And I go, okay, are we done yet? Are we done yet? Now that you've totally spun out your child, okay, all right, and totally just jack them up, let's start here. Do you promise to remove everything I ask you to remove if you want your child? Well, my husband, no, it's you and your husband. Don't do that. Understand something. Everybody's a drug addict now. Everyone. You have to live a really clean diet. If you knew the clean diet that Lori and I live.
Is it in your book?
So this book is free. This is called The Perfect Day for patients, clients around the world. Perfect Day for the Perfect Life. This one here, we get free. It's $95. Okay. Then if you were to run this one off, it would cost you $175 to $250, depending around the world, because we get them printed all over. Right? We just had this one printed off for practitioners. This one here, even though we got a whole bunch printed off, this was $185 each. These are high quality books. So this here is $95, but this thing is going to drive me nuts. If
Enjoy.
Oh, is that?
yeah. So if you were to run this off yourself, it would be $175 to $225, $250. In Australia, it's $250, right? But we'll deliver it to your door for $95. All right.
And then that one comes with the course.
Now, if you don't want to buy it and you want to go online, make sure you get Tesla glasses, because most people don't understand. If you look on my website, Tesla glasses, spend the money there. Because if you were to go online and read the whole book, you would actually damage your brain. Blue light poisoning is more toxic than 5G. So look up Tesla glasses, not blue blockers. They don't work. That's the biggest fallacy going. You want to change the blue light poisoning into a high frequency. If you actually wear Teslas, your eyes get better. Your brain gets better. You get sharper.
Wear them all the time.
I wear them all the time. Not here in the class right now. Lori, do you have your Teslas with you? Can you bring them? And at lunch, I need to bring mine. We left in a hurry this morning. But I never wear them when I'm on here. But I wear my Teslas all from the morning I wake up till I go to bed. unless I'm on a show, okay?
So what would you do if I wear glasses?
Well, Lori has a pair too, where you can get the Tesla lenses put on a magnetic and you buy the glasses. Or some people, like your face is small. You could buy the child glasses, which are less expensive and they can take a more beating and you can put them on and then put your glasses over top. And guess what? Right away, you calm down, the headache goes away, the neck stress goes away. Right away, your eyes stop
Are
burning.
you using the computer or you just set any?
Well, that's LED. All the lighting everywhere is LED. Does everybody know that they made LED lighting because it poisons you? It radiates your cells. It burns your brain. Well, I know, but you need the Teslas. I'm telling you that you get them. You will call me after the first day and say, I've got 30 to 40% more energy and it's the end of the day, Daryl. How do I do that? Well, because it takes the blue light and it flips it into a healing light and it fixing the damage in your brain, your eyes, your nervous system. Put them on, share them, and tell me that you don't feel the difference right away. Okay? What?
No, you have to order them.
Yeah, you have to order them.
Yes.
What size is that one? Is that the adult?
That would be adult, but she could buy with her face. You see it's thinner, her face. You could get away with the child glasses. And then wear them underneath your glasses. Okay, all right. That's what I tell people, right?
My glasses are just readers, so I'm open to not having it.
Oh, well, guess what? If you take, just trust me on this one. First of all, your problem, I'm telling you, your biggest problem is coming from your abdomen. We'll be talking about that. And if you were to do bright eyes, fulvic drops in your eyes, okay, 6 to 9 drops a day in each eye, and you were to wear the Teslas, you won't need readers.
I have your drops.
I know, but you don't use them like that. They sit beside the computer, and guess what? You put a drop in every hour to every 2 hours if you want to repair your eyes. That's it. Remember something, all the instructions of my products, which we're going to go through quickly, the main ones today, I have put the dosages as low enough to try to keep the FDA off my butt. The dosages aren't right. When somebody calls us, just know this, you know, when people call us for a consultation, like right now, our consults are only $100. And that's what's lifetime support. And you get, and anybody can go and download pdgfree.com and get that perfect day guide, and you pay nothing. Then you can go into my library. I have more master classes from emotional to nutritional for women. Okay, how to reverse the irreversible. I've got the Braveheart online emotional intelligence course. I go on and on. Okay. I have the biggest library free on the planet. I do. So we have made everything as free as possible. But guess what? The problem is it doesn't matter because people don't have any value. Tell me you have value. Well, then we'll find out. If I go through things with you and you don't do them, because you can hold me accountable. You do know that, right? I give everybody my phone number. I'm easy to reach. I'm accountable for everything. You need to understand something. If I tell you something, it's going to work. And if it's not working, it's because you're not doing it right. I mean, the things that we're doing have been going on for thousands of years. It wasn't like it was just invented back in 1920. That's when the AMA was invented, and they almost went bankrupt. And then the Rockefellers gave them $100 million so they could go out and destroy all universities and colleges, right? And nobody knows this, but in 1890, they destroyed every scientist that was into energy medicine. Where'd Tesla go? Where'd Rife go? Where did they all go? They ended up in jail or dead, okay, or broke, okay? Debbie, do you want to come up?
Sure.
I want you to talk about yourself, talk about your you and Dina, and then we'll take a break. One second.
I'm Braveheart's Debbie here in Stuart, Florida. And we're having the day with the doc, and it's real exciting because now soon he's going to start working on people. And so I have my practice, and along with Dina, me and Dina are business partners, and we do perfect day consults. We do, we have the Cellsonic, we have a vitamin D light, we have a Bioptron, and we do Wolf non-surgical. We have a lot of great clients with a lot of great results. Some people are sitting here in this room, including my mom, who has some great results, and she's 80 years old. And she's, you know, she calls me up, and when she has an issue, she's like, well, I have some pain here. I said, let's do a treatment. So it doesn't matter what age you are. And it's just a wonderful thing when you learn how to do the perfect day, when you learn how to get a treatment, how to raise up your vibration, you know, your life changes. So my practice is Stewart Health and Healing, and you can check us out at stewarthealthandhealing.com. And my phone number is 305-342-9559. And we're here in Stewart, and we're hosting Doc here for the month of June, and it's going to be starting his whole life coach coming up on June 5th. So just in a couple days, we're going to be having this wonderful class. So anybody that's still looking, I think he said there's still 4 spots available in the whole life, and there's also 4 spots in the Wolf non-surgical. And on the 28th through the 30th, the pelvic restoration masterclass is going to be here also for the ladies. And so anybody looking to learn about how to take care of themselves, it's just going to be a wonderful month here, and people are going to learn so much. Everybody needs to learn this stuff so that they can take it home to their family and help their family and help them heal themselves, their pets. You know, we're all about helping, just helping people, and it's a wonderful thing. So so far it's been great with Dr. Wolf, just watching the faces here and kind of waking up the people that are sitting in this room. And hopefully they'll go home and do a little bit of research, because that's what you need to do. I mean, everybody needs to go home and research, because a lot of things that he says, a lot of it in my first class, a lot of the stuff that he said went over my head, and it just took me a little bit of time to finally get it. And I have been doing research, and the more research you do, you go back into the 1900s. You know, how many people know there was a Spanish flu in 1917, and they did the same thing with the V. They did all this stuff. And, you know, history is going to repeat itself until people wake up to find out what's really going on in their lives. And, you know, we're just brainwashed through the years that your family, you know, you were raised by your parents, and God loved them because they didn't know any better. But at some point, you know, somebody needs to wake up, and the only way you wake up is to do the research. And what I find is more people will spend more time researching about, oh, what kind of car they're going to buy, how much am I going to pay for it, or what house. But yet nobody wants to research what kind of drugs you're putting in your body. When you go to these doctors, you just take the word of the doctor. Even my sister said, well, the doctor knows. And I just said, really? You believe what a doctor knows? I said, the doctor just knows that he has a prescription, and he writes you out a prescription for this medical condition, and how you react to it. He doesn't know how you're going to react to it. And all the side effects that come along with the drugs are there. And some people don't have them, and some people get them. But if you read the side effects of the drugs, it goes from blood clots to different types of cancers to, oh, and this is on TV, even death. Okay, if you listen to what these commercials are telling you. So when we are teaching you how to raise up your vibration, when we're teaching you about the perfect day and the nutraceuticals to put in your body, it's all about being healthy and just feeling good, reversing your age. Since I've been with Dr. Wolf, it's been years, and I mean, it's just, you can look at my face is younger, everything is younger. And I weigh back to what I used to weigh in high school, because once I went through menopause, put on that extra weight, guess what? He taught me how to take that extra weight off. And I did a lot of different things. He wasn't my first person to come along. It changed my life doing the protocols that he set up for me. And if you listen to what he's telling you and you do, because, listening isn't going to help you. You got to go home and make that massive personal action and change your life. But it's just been a great journey. I love it. This is coming up. I'm doing my 6th class with him and still excited about doing it. And I see the faces here and I see the people that I've helped who I've given them direction and they really have helped themselves. One of the ladies here, she got out of the car the other day and I didn't even know who she was. I mean, she drove a distance. So she's, she completely has changed in the last 6 months, but she gets my support. She calls me up whenever she needs me. We're there, right, Kathy?
Yes.
I mean,
100%.
we're there all the time. We answer your questions. We call you out on things. I call her out when she needs to be called out and she'll call me out if I do something. So, it's a wonderful thing when you can actually be that person and not be a victim to learn how to love yourself enough to do the right things. And you don't have to be perfect. Nobody has to be perfect. So, if you did something today and you say, well, I shouldn't have done that, then tomorrow you don't do it. That's it. And you quit beating yourself up for the things that you've done, but try to make the changes so that you can live the best life ever. So, anyway, that's it for me right now. Again, here in Stuart, Florida, and you can reach me 305-342-9559 and StuartHealthAndHealing.com. Check out our website. Because anybody who's close by, anybody that's far away, I get people that come from South Carolina. I get people that come from the Northeast and they come get treatments. They come get Celsonic. So it's wonderful. And it's wonderful to see the people changing. I've been in the medical field my whole life. I'm a retired fire captain and I have seen people. And I'm also a nurse practitioner. I have seen people, suffering through their illnesses. And what I have seen since I have taken the courses and changed, my life and helped them make the changes to their life, canceling surgeries, just dropping off the waste, the extra waste that they have. Me and Dina worked with someone a couple weeks ago. We did a perfect day consult and she went to the grocery store that day. And in 3 days, she had already, just by her dietary changes, I think she dropped like 10 pounds in 3 days because of what she was eating that she shouldn't have been. And once we told her, hey, you got to make these changes. And in 3 days, she was feeling a completely new person and a being. So it was just, when you hear these stories, it's wonderful and you can do it. But it's like he says, you got to start with the belief systems. You can't just go on willpower because that's never going to work. And you gotta change. It's just when you see something, I'll give you an example that I give. I look at a commercial with cheese dripping off of, the whatever lasagna that they show in the commercial. And people look, oh, I love that. Oh, I want to go get some. And I see that cheese dripping off. And what I see is, oh, that's going to clog my arteries. Oh, that I can't digest it because milk is 20 times the molecular size that we can digest. So see, my belief is if I eat it, it's going to hurt me. Your belief is, oh, it tastes so good. So you get 1 minute of pleasure as it goes down, and then your body is paying for it for the next month while your inflammation in the body is so high. And it affects everything. So it affects your feet, how you walk, how you, think. What you put in your mouth affects the body. So it's just a wonderful thing to change these beliefs. And back when I was 25 years old, I used to think I could out exercise a bad diet. And I don't believe that anymore. It was important to know that you can't out exercise. You can't out, what you put in, the body has to digest and the stomach cannot digest.
Debbie, what does every 40, 50-year-old say?
I used to be an athlete.
Yes, I used to be.
I did that.
Yeah.
I used to be.
Well, I used to be, but you know what? And I was never you know, I was never real heavy. I mean, I was just carrying an extra 6 to 8 pounds. So to me, when I made that change, it wasn't like I was so overweight. I wasn't 20 pounds overweight. I wasn't 30 pounds overweight. It was just that extra little 6 to 8 pounds. But, you know, and he called me out on a lot of stuff. I sat down in front of everybody and he's like, you got this, this, and that. And I was like, wow, I used to thought I was healthy. That's what I thought until, but you know what? I have somebody that I'll tell him, you know, like, you know, you're not healthy. And they say, no, I'm healthy. And he's 40 pounds overweight and he sees himself as healthy, but I don't see him as healthy. But I thought I was healthy until he pointed things out. And then once he pointed them out, I researched, I listened to what he said. I did what he said. And immediately, I mean, it was just like, I went down so far in weight, I had to stop. I mean, I was getting too skinny and then I had to go buy new shorts. And, you know, I went down that far where, you know, I was like, okay, I gotta cut that out and, you know, eat a little bit more, do whatever I needed to become healthy because you want to be at that healthy weight. You want to be where you don't have the toxicity and the extra waste, but you cannot be on the other side of being too skinny.
Like the wind will blow you over.
Right. You want to be, you know, where it's healthy and stuff. And that's what this whole thing is about. A day with the doc, you know, the whole life coach, the non-surgical, the pelvic class. It's all about learning how to take your power back. And when you take your power back is when, you know, your life changes. And you know, you learn there's, and when I talk to people and clients, and I have clients that they're just miserable, you know, but they want to live in that misery, but I will not live it with them. And neither will Dina. We will cut them off. They can be miserable. We'll help them to that point. But then if they get to, you know, when we're talking to them, well, I'm just so miserable. I'm like, well, I'm sorry to hear that, but what, you know, what's going on? And I had some, oh, I didn't get a good night's sleep. And I'm like, okay, well, why don't we go get a good night's sleep? You know, it's 9 o'clock at night. Well, I just ate. Well, you need to handle this because, you know, I can't make you not miserable, but she's not miserable because she didn't get a good night's sleep. She's miserable because she wants to stay miserable. I've gotten horrible night's sleeps and I don't have that miserable person the next day. I deal with things. I do what needs to be done. And I put a smile on my face. And if I'm tired, then I go to bed. That's it. You got to learn how to smile. And if people learned how to smile every time that they got into a miserable situation and take a deep breath, you would change your life because that smile prevents you from being miserable. And I tell everybody, smile. It doesn't matter what it is. So everybody, it's been wonderful. And we're going to continue here. I don't know what you want to, how do you want to?
Well, what we'll do is we'll take a 10-minute break.
Okay.
We'll come back and then we'll do some personal challenges with some people. Then we'll take another little 5-minute break and then we'll come back and we'll do some non-surgical and self-sonic. So we've got, this is part 1.
Part 1.
And we'll move on to part 2. Okay, Scooby-Doo.
Okay, so we'll be back in about 10-15 minutes, guys. And 3, 2, 1, we have got this. See you later, Bravehearts, in a few minutes.
That's what I don't mind too.
Get yourself some sunshine, a drink, or a bathroom.
It's so nice to meet you. I had an appointment holder with therapist, so thank you so much. I believe that it's embraceable. It's wonderful.
You're welcome.
I don't even feel myself. You know, when you're young.
Yeah, you're gonna, when you're young, you can live forever. No matter what you say.
Depends on what you're young. So what?
Thanks, Rafa.
So